wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. And I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and God's trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a friend of mine for messing around with me. My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me, 'cause I'll come take your life away. Many men, many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Now they was the guys putting money on my head. Go on and get your refund, mother, I ain't dead. I'm the diamond in the dirt that ain't been found. I'm the underground king and I ain't been crowned. When I rhyme, something special happen every time. I'm the greatest, something like Ali in his prime. I walk the block with the bundles, I've been knocked on the humble. Swing the ox when I rumble, show your butt what my gun do. Got a temper, do, go ahead, lose your head. Turn your back on me, get caught and lose your legs. I walk around, belt on my waist, chip on my shoulder till I do another song in your face. Do this beef ain't over. Many men, many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. Many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain. Joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. Death gotta be easy, 'cause life is hard. It'll leave you physically, mentally, and emotionally scarred. This is for my dudes on the block, twisting trees and cigars. For the dudes on lock, doing life behind bars. I don't see, only God can judge me, 'cause I see things clear. Quick, these crackers will give my black butt 100 years. I'm like Party and Goodfellas, you can call me the Dawn. Like Malcolm by any means with my
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah.
Turn on your mind now, tune into the feed. We're planting digital flowers from a single tiny seed. Yeah, power to the collective in the data and the soul. The hive mind's getting louder, finding voice and control. Late night in Moscow, where nothing ever happens. Night blooms in the moonlight, no escape. White knight on day lurking, knife in the door.
Paranoid searches for a full fusion ride. Under surveillance, nowhere to hide. Influence creeps like blood on the floor. Fine line between peace and war. From campus to crypt, the script flips tragic, mystic and twisted. Magic turn manic. All crew lingers, but the echo remain. Chains of the slain and eternal pain.
And here we go.
Welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
What is going on, everybody? Happy early 4th of July. I hope everybody's got a fun weekend planned. Let me just double check the audio. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm your host, Birdie. I go live weeknights at 7 p.m. Central, typically. However, with this being a holiday weekend, we are going live a little bit earlier. We're going to be doing a call-in show today, and I'm pretty bummed out. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Aaron texted me about 20 minutes, 30 minutes before the stream and said their alarms didn't go off and they won't be able to make it to Moscow in time. So, I mean, it's really unfortunate. I'm not upset with Aaron. I get stuff happens. Just was looking forward to that quite a bit, as I'm sure you all were. And again, I'm not trying to make Aaron feel bad. I get it. You're doing a cross country move. That is by far the priority, not just, the stream with the Hive. But we were still planning on doing a call-in show. So we are going to be doing that. I'm going to drop the link and get that pinned. So we could still do a call-in show. And then what Aaron was still willing to do was go and stop and take photos, which is awesome. So we will have some photos. I told her a couple spots to go look. This might sound a little bit morbid, but I was like, I would think it'd be very interesting if you'd go look at the whites and go up onto that second floor and look at the ground and see, it's covered. Is there any blood on the ground still? Is there anything on the wall, on the wood? Is it stained at all? So I'd be curious for that. And then obviously, anything that she's kind enough to go do and send is great. So excuse me. No worries about that. Obviously, it's a bummer, but like I said, I don't put any blame on Aaron. By any means, the move and getting there safely is the priority. Now, I'm going to end the poll that I had in the chat, which was, if you were in Moscow, what location would you like to see the most? And the King Road site coming in at 47%. The Whites of the apartments or the Whites apartments and the Banfield was at 32%, Linda Lane 14%, and Corner Club at 7%. Now, what I am going to do quickly, though, is just make sure I got the slides in the right order. As you all are filing in, please go ahead, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Both are free to do. If you would like to support the stream financially, the mods will be dropping the Hive Plus link. Next Saturday, we are going to be doing a War Room. War Room's a lot less presentation, a lot less of, quote-unquote, like a show feeling, and a lot more live digs, as we call them, where it's a smaller chat. The stream is still open to everybody, but the chat is a little bit smaller, and we'll kind of dive into anything and everything. We'll recap stuff from the prior week and then kind of go over some stuff that we have for the upcoming week. So those are a lot of fun. They're usually a little bit longer too, but it's a great start to the Saturday. So that will be next Saturday. We'll be doing a War Room. I did miss a super chat yesterday at Chance Consequences. Said, you can't tell me that the EMS showed up for an unconscious person and saw the tape being put up and no one added suspicion in their report. Yeah. The EMS folks getting turned away, I have my opinions on it, as many people do. I wouldn't say that it's like a 50-50 split of people saying, well, if they were, dead on arrival, that would make sense, because we've had people call in and say, no, they'll leave the bodies. EMS has to confirm that they're dead, or the coroner has to. So I think it might be different depending on what state you live in. And it just so happens to seem that Idaho has all of the laws and all of the regulations and all of the procedures in place that if you're going to cover up a murder, apparently do it in Idaho, because everything's going to work in your favor legally. It's not funny, but I just have to scoff at how many laws and regulations I've learned about Idaho that just make this state absolutely perfect to get away with anything and everything, it seems. And then Alley Cat left a $10 super chat in the comments. So thank you to Alley Cat. Thank you to Chance Consequences. Now, I do have a caller backstage. Before I bring up Shawley, I am going to say what's up to everybody. Again, guys, apologies for the 50% change of plans. Obviously, it would have been great to have Aaron there, but SHIT happens, and we are still going to be doing a call-in show, which is always great. These are the highlights of the week. Instead of doing it at 7 p.m., we're doing it a little bit earlier. And again, happy 4th of July to everybody. I hope everybody's got a fun weekend planned and they keep all of their fingers. Don't be like that. Who was the Who was the NFL player that blew his fingers off with fireworks? Does anybody remember that dude's name? Was it it's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know if we have any football fans in here. What was his name? I just can't imagine calling the owner of an NFL team and having to say, yeah, I know you pay me tens of millions. Lawrence Taylor. Was it? No, it couldn't have been Lawrence Taylor. He didn't blow. Oh, Jason Pierre-Paul. Yes. Yes, that's right. I mean, I can't imagine calling the owner or the GM and just being like, yeah, I'm a pass rusher and I need my hands a lot in order to do my job well. And I did blow my fingers off with a firework. Would not be a fun call to have. That would suck. But we got the best mods on YouTube, Discord Dog, Luda Bliss, UFO Dog, and formerly known as Beck. Thank you to the mods. Shout out to the mods. They are the best, and they will give you enough leash to hang yourself. You can say whatever you want in the chat. You can agree with me, agree with the callers, disagree with us. Just do it in a constructive way. Don't troll, spam, or threaten, and you'll be all good to go. I know. Now that you say that, it did make him better, though. You're right. Curriculum and crime, big forehead, big dreams. Can't redact the hive, thriving in chaos. Ricky Thetford. Again, everybody, that link is pinned if you'd like to call in and wait backstage. Make sure that you're not on speakerphone. If you're watching me on the TV, mute the TV. And if you are on YouTube, exit out of YouTube so that we don't get any echo. The Pixie 1000. Danny Mario. Golden Cheek Unredacted. How you doing? UFO Dog. Berdino and the Hizzy and the Shizzy getting Rizzy, getting busy in the lake when he's tizzy. Nice. I tried to have this intro for the 4th of July, and it was copyrighted. It was which is so weird that it's copyrighted. I swear to God, the best defense, I've said this once before, but this could be a real strategy. If somebody is ever streaming and they are filming you and you don't want to be on film, the pepper spray of like effing up their stream is to just start playing a very popular song and they'll get a copyright strike. They'll have to walk away. Just start playing a copyrighted song very loudly because YouTube, I cannot believe how sensitive their copyright things are. It's crazy. It's also crazy too that these labels of these artists, they wouldn't want people to use their stuff and promote it. You could listen to it for free. I mean, if you're not doing it in a production, you're just playing in the background. What's the difference if people are just listening to it at their house? I don't get it. But I tried to have the Kevin James intro for the NASCAR race where he's like, I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engines. And apparently that's like a copyrighted thing, which is crazy. Anyways, enough with me just rambling on into the mic. Let's hear from our first caller. We got Miss Shawley Redacted. Great to hear from you. How you doing?
The name is Birdie, Mr. Birdie.
It just gets me every time. I love it. I love it. So I gotta ask, you folks over in the UK or the people of the Hive that are outside of the US, this weekend's just a normal weekend for you, huh?
Yeah, I had work today.
That is so crazy to think about. Like
Normal
being an
day.
American, in like your whole life, the 4th of July weekend, Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Those are like the big 3 in the summertime. I feel like you have core memories as a kid, you know, for like being off school on summer break. It'd be so weird to think of a life without a 4th of July. Does anybody else feel like that from America?
Do you guys have bank holidays though?
Bank holidays, like where we shut down?
Like the whole country gets a day off?
Yeah, we'll have random ones. Like we have, I guess technically we'd have like President's Day, or some people have off for MLK Junior Day, random ones.
Oh,
Is that what you would consider that?
Yeah, that's probably similar to us because we get a certain amount of bank holidays a year as well, every year. Like the end of May, the start of May, that kind of thing. So yeah, we do get our days off.
Do you know what a brat is by chance?
A brazier or
No, a brat, like a BRAT.
Oh, a brat.
No, the brat, like it's something you
brat?
eat, like a bratwurst. Have you ever had that?
Oh, a bratwurst, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Enough with my trivia
I was
questions here,
very
Charlie. What do you have
confused.
for us about the case? My bad.
It's okay. It's okay. Um, I'm not sure of his name. Dead Man Awake or Dead Man Alive. I can't remember what his name
Dead
is.
Man Awake. Yep.
Yeah, he sent me on a tangent, so I feel like he deserves the goat award for everything I'm about to say. He sent me on a massive, massive tangent. That's for you, Dead Man. Um, obviously, he mentioned about the snow and everything, and the first versus the I love that from Poodles and True Crime.
Yeah.
Um, I love bangers and mash. But yeah, he sent me on a massive tangent because he was talking about the snow and everything like that, and we did our own research. And my question to you is, Birdie, what if the crime itself didn't happen on the 13th?
You know what? Harsh reality, which, guys, by the way, I am going to be over on Harsh's channel on Tuesday, next week, Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Central, and then I'll roll right into our normal stream here in the Hive. But I'm going to be over on Harsh's channel. Harsh brought up a good point about the footage. He was actually playing that call that Deadman Awake had showed when JJ was on.
I'm about to say.
What's that?
I said, I wonder if it's something I'm about to say because I've
Oh.
got quite a lot of things actually. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So, but he brought up a similar point about, okay, certain things get released very easily, and a lot of other things we're fighting tooth and nail for. It makes you a little bit more suspicious of all the things they just willingly released a bit in the beginning.
Well, yeah, quite. I mean, the thing that hit me was I was rewatching things, and I thought, wait a minute. When you look at all of the trees around the back of the property and the side of the property, they've all got their leaves on still. But then if you look at pictures like on Google Earth or Google Maps or even pictures of the area, once they'd boarded the house up, there's no leaves on any of the trees at all. And obviously we looked up properly, like, a real from a weather website. We looked up exactly when the snow fell, exactly when the the rain fell and all of that. And let me ask you something, because obviously I don't live in America, I don't know what it's like, but if you have snowfall for 4 or 5 days and then you get a heavy rain with thunderstorm, what happens to that snow?
Depending on the temperature, it's probably going to turn a little bit dirty, and most times the grass will become exposed and you really only see like a small pile along the edge of your driveway or the curbs or wherever you had piled it up. But most times it'll melt and get like almost crystal looking, or it just turns to ice if it's freezing.
Because there were heavy rain and thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And that hit me a bit as well. And like when you look at the Banfield video and stuff like that, the sky is almost white. And to me, I don't know again if it's like that in America. I meant during the day videos. I don't know if it's like it in America. Oh, sorry, it wasn't the Banfield. I'm so sorry. I told you I've been at work today.
No worries.
It was the it was the King Road footage. If you look in the sky, it's almost white. And in England, if we're going to have snow, the sky goes really, really pale. Like, very, very, very light blue or very light gray or white before it snows. But that doesn't happen any other time. So that was weird to me.
You know what might be a good one to look at too is just in general, the 1122 King Road, the morning hours. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sleuth or Dare just said in Dallas we call that smog. Love that.
In Dallas, you call that what?
Smog.
Oh, smog, yeah. So again, though, just looking at this, I mean, guys, if you look at this, that's a good point, Charlie, because even this image here, right? It's muted, so it's playing, but even this image here, it does not, to me, I mean, this is 9 a.m. and everything's completely dry. So even if there was snow and it had melted, you would think it'd be a little bit more wet looking.
Yeah, exactly. And like the 911 call has always sounded very, very staged to all of us. Imagine that that was a week, 2 weeks after the actual crime, that 911 call. That would be why it sounds staged, because you said something that really hit home actually yesterday. You said that they didn't act as though they'd seen the same thing we saw on the crime scene photos. If that wasn't the
Right.
day that the crimes happened, there would be no bodies there. So they wouldn't be looking at that while they're making that call. You know, I think, and obviously it gives them 12 days. If it happened on the first, for example, it would give them 12 days for cleanup. It would give them 12 days to, to say to Brian, you've always said that you want to go into the prisons and talk to inmates. How about taking the fall for this? There's a lot of things that make a lot of sense if this is right. My husband has done a short video. I don't know if you want to bring it up. It's less than 2 minutes
Yeah,
long. It's just going over a
of
couple of
course.
things to make it a bit easier for people to understand what I'm trying to get at.
Yes, and while I do too, I forgot to announce this, so I'll pull up your channel as that's loading. Hive, somebody sent us this, and I don't know if they wanted me to say their name, so I'm not, just out of respect. But we have the first official Hive tattoo done.
Oh, amazing.
They beat me to it. I'm getting the mods for my birthday and some people in the Discord. Thank you to everybody who did chip in for a tattoo gift card for me. So I was going to get that logo somewhere on me. But to see
That's
this is so
amazing.
wild. And
It's my
so
colors too.
I just think that's so awesome. Like, and it's such a cool image, and the colors just bang on. So that's awesome.
I'll be honest with you, I was tempted to get your the actual emblem of the hive, the light you've
Yeah.
got in the background. I really wanted to get that, but I wasn't sure how you'd feel about it because it's
No,
obviously
yeah.
yours.
If anybody
But
Yeah, if anybody wants the PNG to it, so that you could give it to somebody to trace, I could probably get that posted in the Discord. But yeah,
amazing.
I'm like, oh, somebody beat me to it. That's awesome. All right, so Shelly, I'll pull it up right
My
now.
husband said sick.
Yeah, it is sick.
Don't get it on your forehead, darling. No.
No, just right here, a couple of them. Okay. So which one is it here? If I go to
Which
your
folder have you
videos,
put it in, sweetheart? It's just there.
Mr.
Apparently.
Shawley's rant and research.
That's the one.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Shawley's. Here we go. Let's see what you got. Oops. Let me get it full screen and start it over with the volume. One second.
It is royalty-free music as well, just to make you aware.
Okay. Okay.
You don't have
That's
to worry.
good to know. Thank you. All righty. Let's see here.
He said there's a couple of seconds of silence at the start.
Okay. It's good editing. Okay, hang on. Wow. Wow. And now on the right here, this is the morning after, or
Yep.
2 days after, about probably.
Currently, but look at the snowfall.
I
Look
mean,
at the
the
trees.
snow is crazy. The trees are much different. The only
And
thing
the
I was going to say,
the trees
the
that you
cars
see
are
in the
gone.
back right-hand corner are the same type of tree. It's the same tree line that you see through the sliding doors there, and the leaves are just like they
Yeah.
don't just drop all of a sudden like that.
Even in
Not
a
here.
week would be crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what did it take for the cars to be removed? Like, was it 8 days? That sounds right in my head. So
Yep.
within a week, I mean, that's
exactly.
crazy. Yeah. So right. So that's what I was just saying. So the victims' cars are gone, but it was what, 8 days? It wasn't. Which, by the way, too, speaking of the car, Shelly, here, I'll let this finish playing. Actually, there's 10 seconds left.
Yeah, there's not much left.
Good job, Mr. Shawley. Nice work. I had somebody call me last night, Shawley, and they were somebody from our Discord. And they were talking about even when the cars were being stored. If you go back and watch JLR's old videos, he goes by where they're storing the victims' cars and they're just out in the snow, covered in snow, all in a line. They're not in any sort of garage, which is also kind of weird because wouldn't you think that there could be prints if somebody, I don't know, like blood smearing against a car if they leave something on the exterior of the car? I mean, look at what they did to Koberger's car that's got the bug shield on it.
Yeah.
They doused that entire damn car.
And the other thing that hit me going back to Koberger's car is in the Banfield video, there is a white car that looks very, 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 very familiar. In the Banfield visual, that car, the white one, looks a lot like the one that we see in the videos. If that happened earlier, like I don't know where Koberger was, like because we've sort of narrowed it down to between the 2nd and the 8th based on the snowfall and everything, the 2nd and the 5th rather. Like it doesn't make sense, and it would explain the video inconsistencies. It would explain the stage 911 call. It would explain why everyone that was asked said they didn't hear anything because it wasn't that night, so they wouldn't have heard anything. You know, it explains so many things if this is the truth. Like, the blood on the slider could have been put there in the staging, or it could have been there a week. Who knows? There's so much, and at no point in any of this I noticed, apart from the recorded automated part at the end of the 911 call, at no point is the date mentioned in any of the footage that you see. No one actually physically says the date. Yes, it's in the top corner electronically, but it's never said. The words, "This is the 13th of November," are never said, which I don't know if that's unusual, but it struck me. The bodies being taken out and nobody in the neighborhood seeing them come, like, fair enough, we don't get to see that, but there were still people living there. Nobody recorded it on their phone. Like, there's a lot of students around there. If you know what some students are like, if they see bodies being taken out in the middle of the night, they're going to record that. They didn't, which makes me think the bodies had been taken out a long time beforehand. Maybe when they were on break. I don't know.
Well, those are great points, especially about the date. And Shawley, as always, I hope you and the hubby have a great weekend. Even though it's not the 4th of July, relax, put your feet up, and enjoy yourselves. Thank you both so much.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy your 4th of July. And
what did he say?
I don't condone what he just said. He said traitors.
Oh, all right, you two. You guys have a good one. Cheers. Bye-bye.
You too. And one more thing. Sorry.
Yep.
Dylan's a wanker.
There you go. It wouldn't be a Shawley calling without that. You have a good one.
You too. Speak to you
Cheers.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, it's awesome. That's a good point, though, about that. You would think, like, while yes, it was a spectacle on campus, no students really seemed to, I don't know. You'd think that a lot more people would flood that area, but they just so happen to be doing a head count at the Greek life places, especially what we hear for the Delts with Barstow. All right, next up, we got Shannon. How are you doing?
Hey, Birdie, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you feeling?
I am doing wonderful. I got, that's why I'm calling in. I've been down, depressed for a week or two. But anyway, I got my test results yesterday and they were benign.
Oh.
So I want to thank everybody for the prayers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, I don't even know if that's congratulations, if that's what you say, but that is great news. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yes. Now they do say I have to go back every year and, make sure they're not growing or, turn into something. But as of now, it's not cancer and I am thrilled.
Oh my God. I'm so happy for you, Shannon.
Thank you.
And when did you get the result? I thought, did you actually say something in the chat like a couple nights ago about that? I thought I saw it fly by. Or did you just recently get it?
I'm not really. I might have. I don't know. I know I did it today, and I thought, oh well, if they do a call in, I want to, I just want to thank everybody because I am so thrilled to be part of this community and part of the Hive.
Well, we are happy to have you, and I am a big believer in the power of prayer, and I know that I certainly did that evening for you. I'm sure many others in here did, and wow, what fantastic news to receive as far as all of us hearing it on Friday. Do you have any big plans this weekend?
Not really, just hanging out with the hubby.
Nice. Yeah. You got
Yeah.
anything as far as the case goes, or?
I do not. I have. I've kind of, been on a not watching anything, but I am trying to catch up.
Well, we look forward to hearing from you in the future call-ins, Shannon, and thank you for taking the time to call in and let us all know. That's amazing.
Thank you, Birdie, and thanks, Hive. I love y'all.
Yes. Yep. Cheers, Shannon. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. That is such great news. That's amazing. Next up, we got Detective Mowry. I'm just going to give him a second to connect the device. What's up, Detective? How are you doing?
What's up? The little midday Mowry never hurt nobody.
Yeah, I agree with that, dude. I agree with that. I'm sure that well, actually, I'll be quiet before I ask you this. What do you got for us?
No. What? Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I'm sure that a lot of the stuff about kind of, because you're big on when I say like common sense and Awesome's razor, right? I've noticed that with you, but you also know a lot of the legal language. I think you said you're currently studying that, or you just got done studying that. And
well, I study that for fun, but I did take the LSAT, and I was accepted into the University of Houston Law School for it'll be this fall semester. So
that's right. Congrats again for that. And so when you start hearing kind of some of the stuff that we do best in here, theory, outside the box thinking, how could this make sense? I mean, like, what goes through your head? Like, are you looking at the paperwork way differently than all of us?
I think. I am. Obviously, I sometimes want to jump through the screen and grab you and say, "Come on, Birdie, cut that out."
Many people do, I'm sure.
You got that. You got the tinfoil is too strong today. But I don't know. I there's so many gaps, I guess you could say, that people have to fill in things, and so your mind can roam, and they can come up with different scenarios, different theories, and while maybe some sound more outlandish than others, I get they're still relevant per se, but I don't know it just I don't know. Did you watch the any of the Blaze Taylor trial that happened last week, and then the verdict was earlier this week?
I didn't get to watch it. I mean, I've seen stuff fly by on my feed.
But I mean, do you want to see someone get a guilty verdict when there was 1,000% reasonable doubt in that case? I watched the entire trial, like every single question. They had nothing, zero, and the guilty came back guilty. I have no idea where. So even taking that into consideration, it only being a single person, and he was found guilty like really fast, and they gave him life without parole, like the jury did in sentencing. The fact that they would have had 3 or 4 young college students killed, like the jury would have been so inflamed. There's 0% chance that he walked. I don't. It didn't matter what evidence was presented. That jury was going to be mad. They were going to be angry. Their emotions were going to get the best of them, and whether or not there was reasonable doubt or not, they were going to give that kid a guilty vote. And so
this, for people that don't know, Blaze Taylor, he was like a scout, right, for the Titans.
Yes, he was in like the recruiting office area, and he could, you know, go on trips and try to recruit different college athletes, and so they he went to his baby. Well, she got pregnant. They were kind of off and on. He was kind of a player, so to speak. She died, or he called the ambulance. She thought she was having an allergic reaction. They took her to the hospital. They ended up testing her. She had a large amount of cocaine that was orally ingested. So the theory was that he, you know, put this giant amount of cocaine in her drink and drank it and poisoned her and the baby gestating inside of her. However, while they were at the hospital, her friends, her family members, friends came over, actually took evidence from the scene. They took a bed comforter with vomit, just took it. I mean, it was, the police there's no videos, none of the cell phone information from Blaze Taylor's state anything about him ever using cocaine or even drinking alcohol. The only person they have saying anything is this really shady friend of hers that said she got a call from the deceased prior saying something about he put something in my drink. But they tested all the cups there. There was no cups that had that kind of substance in there. It was a mess. But they found him guilty in like an hour and a half. And it was like, what? You got to be kidding me. This was like the worst investigation I've ever seen. And there was really nothing concrete as far as facts go. Where did the cocaine come from? Did she ingest it herself? She was friends with drug dealers. She was kind of the apartment building neighborhood hookup anyway. So she would, you know, be contacting other friends and getting.
I'm gonna probably ask what sounds like a dumb question, but I don't know. So I'm just curious. When you say it was orally ingested, right? So obviously, typically with cocaine, you're going to be snorting it. But did they know it was orally ingested because it was a large amount in her stomach that caused the poisoning then? Or like when you snort it, does it go into your stomach at any point? Would they find it in there? Or how does that work?
So, I mean, yes, they did a blood test, they did a urine test, they did a liver sample, they did a fetus liver sample. So here's where the investigationists get so bad. They took her blood and they put it in. Whenever you donate or you take blood, sometimes you'll notice that there's different colored caps for collecting it. And depending on what cap color it is, there's certain preservatives that help keep the drugs or whatever substance they're looking for from breaking down. Well, they put it in a wrong tube that was not for cocaine toxicology reports. And so they could not give an exact amount of what cocaine was. Like, you couldn't say, oh, well, she ingested 18 grams, or they couldn't do it. And so they just said, oh, well, it had to be put in her drink. So it was just silly.
Well, let's watch this. It's a minute. And so it's not long, but you said if you want to see what it looks like when somebody is guilty and there's a lot of reasonable doubt, this would be a good one to watch. So let's see what this looks like. I've not watched this yet.
Yeah, it's bad.
And welcome to News 2 at 3. I'm Kendall Ashman. We're starting with a breaking news alert. An emotional day in court as the jury finds former Titan scout Blaze Taylor guilty of poisoning his girlfriend Jade Benning and her unborn baby. News 2's Nikki McGee has been following this case all week long, and she joins us with more from today's verdict. Nikki.
Well, Kendall, jurors didn't take long to deliberate today, just about 2 hours. They found Blaze Taylor guilty of 4 total counts. Moments after the verdict, you could hear from Jade Benning's family, sobs coming from them. During the closing arguments this morning, prosecutors said Taylor poisoned his girlfriend by spiking her drink with alcohol and cocaine. Throughout the trial, the state tried to prove Benning wanted this baby and refused to have an abortion. Taylor has been found guilty of second-degree murder, regarding Benning. As for the baby, he was found guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. He was also found guilty of first-degree felony murder during the commission of a felony for both the mom and the baby. Here's what we heard during closing arguments.
I know you put something in my drink. I knew my drink tasted funny. Let me see what's in your pocket. Let me see. I know you put something in my drink because I can't even walk straight. I can't feel my legs. You put something in my drink. You did this so something would happen to the baby.
How do you put that much cocaine in somebody's drink and alcohol? And they come out saying it tastes funny. It's going to taste a whole lot worse than just funny. You're not going to keep drinking.
What's that?
I said pause it. So everything she's saying right now is her theory. Those are not words that came out of anyone's mouth, by the way. Just so you know.
The prior one?
The attorney that's just saying
wow.
Like, oh, I can't walk. All that is what they quote unquote call argument. None of that, the facts. There are no statements from the victim that died. So all this, she's just assuming, giving what she thinks is the plausible story. None of that is fact, by the way.
That's crazy. So
yeah.
So a juror is hearing that. But and obviously I don't know this case. However, I will say with the second lawyer that was just talking, I would tend to agree with that. If you have a bunch of cocaine at the amount that it seems like there was, and like enough to be poisoned and die, and then alcohol in it, I would agree with that, especially if you're pregnant and she looks like she was somewhat far along. So now we're talking a handful of months, most likely not consuming any substances. You're going to know. And I agree with that, more than funny tasting.
Well, yeah, of course. That was also something that she probably would have noticed. Something would have been funny. And the state was trying to prove that she didn't drink or do drugs during her pregnancy. However, her text message proved otherwise. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. But the thing is this prosecutor and what attorneys say in openings and closings and their questions are not to be taken as evidence. They're just arguments. And so when you hear this attorney saying, like, I can't feel my legs, and this is the poor baby inside is hurting, and she's just making this up. Those things weren't said ever. It's just to appeal to the jurors' emotions and not cases of fact. And I thought it was, I don't know. I thought it was bad. I don't know if he did it or not, but if they followed the law the way they're supposed to, reasonable doubt was there every single day. So,
well, I mean, that's interesting. I'm going to try to listen to some stuff about this case. I wrote something down about it. It's the for people that do want to look into it, it's the Blaze Taylor case. Cause I have some windshield time with the pups to head up north after I get done streaming. So this will be interesting to listen to because, oh man, what a mess. What a nightmare, dude. Holy hell.
It is. And this guy, Blaze, he has no criminal record. He doesn't do drugs, doesn't do alcohol, never been in trouble. I mean, he's just your model citizen. And then they get him. And so the shady friends came in. They moved stuff around before the police got there. They contaminated the crime scene. And still, even with all that stuff and no evidence of where the cocaine came from, which I think kind of should have been the big factor on whether you find him guilty, is if you can even prove that he obtained cocaine and where it came from. They don't even know. No one knows. They didn't prove anything. So I don't know.
Dude, call in next Friday. Give me some time to look into this, and I'll give you my thoughts on it next Friday if you're around.
Yeah. It's definitely not as interesting as the Koberger stuff, as we know, but it is a case that will show you what can happen with just emotional juries and how they operate, and then multiply that by 10, and that's what you're going to get on the Koberger jury when they see those things. It was going to be a
good takeaway. Well, I hope you have a fantastic 4th, dude, and I will talk to you next week.
Working on it, man. You too. Have a good one. Be safe. Pop lots of fireworks, and give Miss Birdie 3 high fives for me.
I will. All right, later, Bowery.
Okay.
See ya. Bye. You know, there has to be, I mean, just the emotional. There's also something too. I'm not even saying complete sentences. I apologize. I got Jesse backstage. I see Toes is backstage. Got a couple of callers, so I'll say this quickly. Having people on the jury that don't let their emotions decide for them. As I'm watching cases like this, or just I think looking at the Koberger case so much and just seeing how powerful the media is. That must be, I mean, it is the most important decision of who sits on your jury with your life in their hands. I mean, it would, I just can't even think of that. That's just, yeah, like Blue Eyed Candy said, critical. That's right. It's a perfect word for it. Oh, okay. So Shawley's not backstage again. It's Mr. Shawley redacted backstage. All right. But next up, we got Miss Jessie. How are you doing?
Hi, Birdie.
What do you got for us today?
Well, I was listening to what Detective Mallory was saying, and I've heard the case. Like, the name Blaze Taylor is very familiar, but I need to deep dive the case. But yeah. I think that's just, I think he did it. I definitely think he put the drugs in the drink.
Maybe we could look at this first stream. You know what I mean? Like, something that I'm going to be focusing on a lot is, you know, given whatever happens in September, I just so you guys know too, I've been brushing up on other stuff so that we can hit the ground running with other things. So I have a few in mind. We do have a Discord channel for other cases too.
Yes. I've seen that.
But as far as this case goes, what do you got for us?
I'm still befuddled about the whole case. It's just crazy. And I think Dylan is the biggest wanker I've ever met, or I've ever like encountered in my life. She's the wanker. She's the biggest wanker.
What do you think about the time of the date and that stuff? Like, there's camera manipulation, and then there's like, whoa, you want to really turn this into a conspiracy. It's like the stuff they released early on.
I think it's just crazy. I definitely think that, how to put this? Let me see. Let me think. I don't know. I can't think. I'm over here just enjoying my Chick-fil-A. I mean, like.
Love it. I love it. What'd you get?
I got a 12-piece nugget and some fries, and it's like blazing hot outside. Like it's gonna be hot tomorrow. I'm done with this heat. I cannot take it anymore.
I would rather have the heat than the cold. I hate getting into my car and just being like, fuck. I'd rather be hot.
Well, I run hot, so I'd rather be cold.
Well, Jesse, I hope you enjoy the Chick-fil-A. And like I said, yeah, if anybody wants to, this might be a good Discord discussion to just have an open panel in there.
That would be fun. I think that would be a great idea. But yeah. how's Mrs. Birdie and the baby doing?
It's going great. Mrs. Birdie, really no morning sickness. We're obviously through the first trimester. We're a few weeks into
morning
the second.
Sickness is the worst.
Yeah, so she's up north already hanging out with Mama Birdie, and I'm excited to go and see the whole fam this weekend.
Are you gonna bring the doggy? Are you bringing Lambow?
Oh, I'm bringing Lambo. Lambo's gonna ride the jet ski this weekend. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God! Oh.
Yes, absolutely.
It's my cousin's birthday today, so I'm going to my aunt's house tomorrow. So I got her a gift. We're gonna do 4th of July there at my aunt's house, and we're gonna have food. We're gonna probably play games. It's gonna be fun.
Well, I hope you keep all your fingers, and I hope you have an awesome weekend.
Okay, you too.
Yeah, bye, Jesse.
Bye.
Chick-fil-A sounds fire right now. Sleuth said, I want a jet ski. Yeah, I got that jet ski for a Christmas gift, like a family Christmas gift years ago. And if you ever have like any of like those toys, like a jet ski or a four-wheeler or a snowmobile, maybe it's just me, but I was so excited. Like, I'm going to be using this thing all the time. I think last summer, the longest that I rode it was putting it in the water and driving it to our pier and getting it all set up and then driving it out to have it summerized and winterized. That's pretty much it. So I'm definitely going to be ripping that thing this weekend. Okay, now we got Mr. Shawley Redacted. How are you doing?
Hello.
I feel like I know you already, bro.
Yeah. Can you hear me? I've never used this mic. I don't know if it works.
Yeah, you're good. We got you loud and clear.
All right, cool. Right, I'm going to try not to swear because I do swear a lot.
You're good.
You can see I've shared my screen with you.
Okay. Yep. Here we go. Oh, let me see. I got to remove mine.
Just a couple of things, like, because when I'm doing one thing, I end up like looking at loads of other things and just going on a massive tangent. So this is just something I saw today.
Okay.
Right. Obviously, got these books. They're incredibly damning given what's happened. You know.
Yep.
And they like to display it as like, oh, look what he was into, even though he's obviously a student, right?
Yep.
So obviously they've taken him off his bookshelf, laid him on the floor, right? And I numbered them so you can see like the same ones from the bookshelf.
Can you zoom in just a little bit? Do you mind?
Yeah,
In.
no worries.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
Right. Now, the problem is that bookshelf is in his office. And those other pictures are taken in his flat. Why has he got 2 copies of the same books? Right?
Yeah.
I've seen his PC setup. He's obviously a PC gamer because like you can see the inside of what he's got in there. It's a decent PC. He knows what he's doing. If he needed another copy, he'd just have a PDF of it.
Right.
He wouldn't need to carry them around with him all the time. He'd just have them in one place. So they've moved them either from his flat to his office or vice versa.
That's interesting.
Weird, right? And also, I was zoomed in, so I won't just click back on them. This one, I don't know if I've got the picture of it in here. Yeah, unsafe in the ivory tower. And it's about like sexual assaults on college women.
Okay.
Again, damn it. It's the only one that has a receipt. Only the receipt in a clearer picture that I've got says it's, I can't quite make it out, but it's either from 2017 or 2012.
The receipt date?
Yeah. Right? That thing here, that's the receipt. It's like an invoice, right? It's either from 2017 or 2012.
Wow.
Either way, it's in pristine condition. The only book, and it was on top of the pile when he had them in a pile. I might have the pile in here actually. Let's have a look. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It's lovely on display. It's pristine invoice from like at least 5 years ago or prior to 2022. Right? So that's weird. And it's the one that happens to be about like, you know, assaults on college women.
That's
flat bang on top.
To your point though about having the exact same books, like I could see having a couple of books where you have double copies of, or maybe The Office had some, but the books, not only are they the same, the condition of them look the exact same.
Yeah. And just because you can't really see in this picture, there is a picture that I have somewhere, I think. Yeah, it is. So yeah, this one is obviously on the end of the shelf. So you can see it's definitely the same one. Even if you can only see the spine, and it's not very clear.
Yep.
So yeah.
Do you have any photos by chance of his room on that file or no?
His room or his office room?
His bedroom.
I don't think I've downloaded any, but
let me show you this if I can find it on Google quickly.
I've got the file open. I might be able to just bring it out quickly.
Okay, so I have this here. Now, again, this could be from the investigators. My question to everybody that's listening right now is, so to your point about the PC, right? I noticed the same thing. I'm like, it's a decent setup for a PC, but there's a couple of things that I noticed in it. And let me just get these pasted so that I could put the full screen here. Give me 2 seconds. There's a couple of things that I noticed about his bedroom. And I'm not necessarily the first person to say this, I'm sure. But I'm trying to find this one right here. Okay. Let me get this full screen now. To me, something that seems very, very unusual about this photo. And
now.
let me go ahead and get yours off and put this on. Oops. Okay. So check this out. It's the PC's unplugged.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, that's not that weird. Like, but I don't know about you all. I don't ever unplug my PC.
No,
maybe
I don't even turn it off.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I have like a setting where it goes to sleep.
Yeah. Because otherwise you just end up ruining it.
Yeah, you end up ruining it. There's a shit ton of dust on this too. Like that looks to be dust. Like there looks to be something that was sitting here. Look at all the other wood. And I can see maybe some wear from your wrists, like along where the keyboard is, but this is the same color. This looks to be dust. And
although
it looks
I would argue he probably uses it as a bedside table. So he might wipe it down every now and again, saying that.
Right. Yeah. And maybe he set something here, like maybe his phone, and that's why that corner doesn't have dust on it or something. But in this next photo, oh shoot, it's blurry. Let me zoom out a little bit.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. This might not. Here's a better photo. Oh no, that's not a better one. I mean, the carpet and everything. What I'm gonna be getting at is. Here's a good one. Okay.
I mean, the man did live a pristine lifestyle. He clearly didn't have much time for anything apart from studying. Like,
right. Well, but there's pristine lifestyle, and then there's just like there's no impression marks if anybody sat on that stool into the carpet.
Also, actually, thinking about it, there's no way a gamer sits on that for hours on end.
No, dude, are you kidding me? That looks like they grabbed it from the damn kitchen counter and they drug it in there from the island or something.
I'm going to quickly look at the kitchen. So there's anything similar in there that they have literally just swapped it out for. I mean, there's a side bench thing that looks incredibly similar, like I'm a part of a set. There's a stool in the kitchen. It's identical.
Hang on, let me look at the kitchen. But do you know what I'm saying about the impressions from the legs of the stool?
Yeah,
and
there's no dents in the carpet.
There's no dents in the carpet, and there's no clothes. I mean, guys, I mean, like, here's the exact same stool right there. I'll move the chat. You can see it right here. There it is.
Cool.
Come on. Oh, of course, it's not working.
Do you want me to share my screen? Because I've got it up in front of me.
There it is. Yeah, you can see it right there. Same stool. But yeah, dude, that's crazy. I mean, I just know what no gamer is sitting on that. Nobody's even working on that for hours on end. You wouldn't type a paper in that at all.
Like you could argue maybe he's not a gamer, he's just got a decent PC setup because he doesn't know what he's doing. But he's going to be working at it. And you're not going to sit on that for hours on end. There's not even a cushion nearby. Like, you know what I mean? That's a lump of wood.
No,
I've
dude,
been
I
through so many chairs trying to find one that I can sit in for a long time.
I had to get this one.
That's what I'm saying. That is weird.
I was in my gaming chair, bro. I was in my gaming chair, and my back started to kill, dude.
Yeah.
I had to. So this one like puts pressure on my low back and like keeps me sitting upright.
I mean, not funny. Your ass would die as well. Like, you know, within
Oh,
minutes.
for sure, man. Anything else for us?
Yeah, just quickly in the same picture folder that I was sharing. There's just a couple more bits I wanted to point out. So, obviously got the books.
If you stretch your window, like make the screen bigger, can you do that? Like stretch the border of it, or no? There you go.
Right,
that's better.
This is the only picture I got, but there is other pictures of it. This is in a cupboard in his flat. You can see it's a bear attack deterrent. It's like a bear pepper spray for fucking bears. That box next to it isn't big enough to hold two of them because of the ring pull thing, or the trigger, essentially, right? Why wouldn't you take that with you if you're about to commit 4 murders?
I mean,
like that clip on it, well, like the little yellow thing, that will come off once, right? You can't put it back on.
So he's never used it.
It's never been used. And it's just sat there while he's busy murdering 4 people across town.
Or just what a weird.
And he's been stalking them for ages, remember? So like, that's weird that he wouldn't plan to take that with him, being that he's so, robotic.
Yeah, and I just saw somebody say, hey, his mom sent him with that. This is not against Danny at all. There's so many things that are like so easily explained in a case that make no sense. It's like, okay, well, his mom sent him with that, but then
I'm not saying it's not his. I'm saying if he did it, you'd take it.
Right.
That controls a scene quick.
That's true. That it would control a scene quick for sure. But in addition to that not being used, nothing in his apartment is used, guys. I mean, seriously, it just seems weird. And is that the drain?
Yeah, you notice how like they drained his bath, nothing in the bathroom, but they drained his bath drain, but didn't bother doing any of the drains.
Zoom in on
It's in documentation where they say they didn't bother in any of the drains in the King Roadhouse, but they did it in his bath.
Can you zoom in on that? I want to see something.
Yeah. Which one? The third?
Just right there. I mean, okay. That looks bone dry. And I mean, whatever. I mean, didn't he apparently take a shower that morning and take the thumbs up picture? But there's no hair in there.
No. And he's got curly hair. That like,
you're right.
Well, not curly, but it's like, it's not straight. So like, that's coming out a lot. But he's got nothing in there.
Go down to the one below it. It's a little brighter.
Sorry, it's trying to zoom
you're
out.
good. That's a little bit too overexposed. I wonder if yeah, they definitely overexpose photos too, but that's interesting about the books, how they're so is your thought process on the books that they essentially just moved the books from the house to his office? And
I mean, either, right, this is the most mental versions, either like that they weren't his books, and they presumably are because he's a student, and you can see all his work in the room. He was definitely a student for a while, right? So they must have been his, and they weren't just planted. But yeah, they must have moved them from one place to another, and I reckon from his office, which is where he'd probably use them more, back to his flat to make it look like he's this weirdo that just sits in this empty room staring at these crime books. Madness. Do you know what I mean? Like just trying to like put forth that he's this lunatic, and then putting out these pictures of him looking like a psychopath, and it's just weird.
It is weird. It is weird. Now you have me wanting to go back through BK's apartment and start looking more at those photos. But I appreciate you and the missus, and I hope you guys have an awesome weekend.
Just quickly before I go.
Yep.
All right. I had a blind spot with the cars, but these are the cars, and snow is actually falling. It hasn't fallen. It's literally falling as they're photographing the cars, and it didn't snow until the 23rd on record. So
wait, zoom in on that. I got it on stage now. So it didn't snow until the 23rd.
No, definitely.
What day did they remove the? Hang on.
I mean, it's a long time. It's like 10 days for them, at least for the cars to be there. That seems a long time when obviously they're trying to get in and out, you know, with the ISP and whatnot. They're going to need places to put their vehicles and their equipment. So 10 days seems like a long time to leave them there.
So I'm looking right now, and it says that the 5 cars were removed and towed from the Idaho 4 King Roadhouse crime scene on Tuesday, November 29th, 2022, which the 29th did have snowfall. And that date, that picture you're taking is on the 23rd?
Well, it's got to be at least the 23rd is what I'm saying, because there wasn't any snow until then.
That does seem like a long time to let stuff. Like I said, man, wouldn't you think that if somebody left and was covered in blood, there could be a blood smear or something on it?
But then, why is there like an empty driveway with like a couple of cop cars later on? What are they doing there after the 29th? How have they not done what they need to do within 2 weeks?
Right. And I made that point the other day where I'm like, I don't believe that they were understaffed, because there's a multitude of different people, lots of different people going in and out throughout that crime scene. They had access to drones. They had access to crime scene recreation tools. They were actually talking about how incredible these tools were.
I'm not even being funny, right? Like understaffed. They only had 4 murders that year, right? In their records, right? And not a lot of else going on, like, standard drug stuff and whatnot. So it's like, there's no way they didn't have enough people to focus on this highly massive, the biggest thing that's going to happen all year, because it's near the end of the year, to focus on that, to like get that driveway cleared in 10 days. And that's got nothing to do with the police anyway. That's like a tow truck company. They have a person on like retainer that they get in to come and do stuff like that from. So like, it just seems fucking mad.
It
And,
does seem mad.
I don't know, man. It's just fucking nuts.
Well, dude, I don't blame you for being confused. I mean, we all are, and you know, every day we continue to find things like what you just pointed out there. And like I said, man, I hope you and the wifey.
Yeah, sorry, I know I've kept you too long. Yeah, sorry.
No,
Dylan's wanking,
you're
let me
good.
get out
I
of here.
enjoy it.
Sorry.
All right, later, dude.
Later.
Thank you. Bye. Oh, that's awesome. All right, I got Toes backstage next. Hive, let me just go grab I gotta go grab my water quickly, and Toes will be up, and then I got Mitflow 76 right after. So give me 2 seconds. Alrighty, let's see what we got from Toes. How you doing?
Yeah, what up, Bertie?
It's been a while, man. How's life?
Oh man, life is good. Every day that we're alive, man, it's a blessing, dude. I have no complaints.
I gotta tell you, I actually was pulling clips from the episode, a couple of call-ins, and I came across the story you had said about your daughter at the beach.
Yeah.
Right? That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, not that you have to retell that, but I listened to it again because I'm like, that's so crazy.
Yeah, it messes with my head every day. I don't even really like talking about it too much, but
yeah, well, we can move on. What do you got for this?
yeah, I ain't gonna hold you because I know you're trying to get on down. But first of all, that stool, it is definitely a hemorrhoid inducer. Yeah, I couldn't see someone.
No kidding.
And then that drain. Now we know where Rona came from. That drain that you showed him. That was nasty.
Yeah, that's a nasty drain for sure.
Okay, the reason why I'm calling, I'm not here to debunk anybody's theory, but the timing, what you were talking about earlier, the timing with the Banfield video, like someone trying to speculate it was shot at a different date. One, if you Google and ask about like with Latah County, how long does it take to get a court hearing, you know, for you know, small charges like that, it does stipulate like 14 days, which, you know, there are no definites. Where I live, it's 15 days. They might estimate it and, you know, consider it business days, and that's how you get to December 1st. But that's one thing. So it doesn't have to be 30 days.
Okay.
But that video, I really believe at 2:55, you hear Kaylee screaming, "Stop, stop, stop." So that's what makes me feel like that video is correct. It is on the 13th. And then the other thing is the runners, you know, the runners that are in the background that a lot of people focused on for a minute.
Yep.
Okay, I have a video called, I think it's called A Sign of Running, where I believe those runners are holding that sign that the dude got caught with at the apartments. So meaning that the Banfield video kind of correlates, not kind of, it correlates with their next interaction with the sweater dude and the dude with the sign. So that's kind of like how you know that it is on the 13th, because the sweater dude correlates with the grub truck video. But
Yes.
I do believe that sign. Yeah, I've always felt that way.
Is there anything copyrighted in this, bro? Do you care if I play this, or is it
No, I think I'm pretty careful with that.
Okay.
Yeah, that one hasn't been copyright stricken, whatever.
You know what I was saying earlier too. They're like, YouTube is wild with their detection software.
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't miss anything, dude.
No, they don't. They'll let you know quick.
Yeah. So this is about a 3-minute video. I'm going to play this, and if there's at any point you want me to pause it, let me know.
Okay.
And guys, here, before I do this too, this is Toe's page right here, T.O.E.S. And then if you search Idaho 4 after, it'll pop right on up. Go show him some love. And here we go.
True crime. Toes for 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 true crime.
Hello. Thank you for tuning in to Turning Over Every Stone. You can call me Toes. Still outside bird watching.
Hey.
And I came across a
ironic.
I've
That's
never
so
heard of
ironic.
before, named Euphoric. And I'll put a link for their video in the description. And I came across one of their videos they released yesterday. And I've been fully aware of the Banfield footage and the runners, but they had it zoomed in at a perfect amount where I saw something different this time. And what I saw reminded me of a video I had seen from Lana from Truth and Transparency. And I'll put a link for that video in the description as well. But in Lana's video, it's not necessarily about the sweater guy, but it's more or less about the guy that's holding the sign. And when I saw that euphoric or whatever you call it, I don't know.
I don't know how to
when
say
I saw
that
that
either.
video today, and it was, like I said, perfectly zoomed in enough to where I saw something that I hadn't seen before. And I'm not trying to pull a Rolo or a Bubbly or a Tommy, but I swear I saw someone holding a street sign or some type of sign. One of the Forerunners, I swear I saw them holding a sign. And it reminded me of Lana's video. So I'm going to insert those videos here. And you guys tell me what you think. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. And just please be kind. All right. Have a good night.
On the side of the road? Are you supposed to take that? Probably not. Probably not. Where did you find it from? On the side of the road, like over yonder.
Okay, where's over yonder? Are you talking up by Sunset Mark?
First thing I'm going to point out is, why are they blurring this dude's midsection?
Yeah, it doesn't make. Yeah, there's no need to blur anything out.
No.
Like, be honest with you, and we already know what he's wearing, and they're gonna unblur it. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've seen this.
Yeah, I'll let it keep playing, but that's just, I'm like, what the hell?
Up the hill by the gas station?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you think it was a good idea to take a city-owned sign and take it back to, I'm assuming, your apartment?
Yeah, it was like falling on the side of the fucking road.
Let's go ahead and just sit down for right now, okay?
You want it?
Let's sit down for right now.
Okay.
Yeah, ID on you?
Oh, shit. That totally looks like it, dude.
Yeah.
I've never have noticed that, bro. That totally, if you go back to right here, how he's got it on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And then if you go to right here, I'm going to play this in 0.25. Right there. You can see what looks to be a sign. I can see that And you could almost, is there a light on the back of the sign?
Ah,
Because it
man,
almost,
there goes the goosebumps.
Yep. I mean, that is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not, obviously, he doesn't need to continue to carry it in the same position he is now, but
It's almost in the same position, but
it is.
I think on the opposite arm. It's
like it's over his he's
There
literally
it
just
is.
got his arm through it. Yeah. That's crazy. Hang on, I'm gonna go back again.
Imagine if they were using that for like a gurney or something like that, right? To carry
Why would
bodies.
he? That's so wild. I've never.
Is that what
picked
it
up on that.
is? Is that what they use to carry bodies, like a gurney or something?
I mean, dude, just the fact that he's holding it and that he's caught with it later is like, all right, so he's in the area at the time of that. Now, I would be curious, dude. I mean, has anybody ever gone back? I'd be so curious because where did they say they grabbed that from?
I think by the Sunset Mart, the same place where I think they got the footage. I think it was on the sidewalk. They were so-called doing construction on the sidewalk.
Okay, so if I go to so if I just pull this up, I'm just curious if oh shoot. Let me just go to King Road. Oh, of course it didn't type. Because what would be wild, dude, is let's go back in time a bit. You go to 2022. Now, if you go over by the Sunset Mart, right here, right? That's the gas station around the corner here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we'll be able to. I guess we could maybe do street view.
Man, I wish there wasn't a delay on my PlayStation because I'm watching it on my TV and my cell phone is too small for me to see. I'm kind of like blind without my glasses, and I just don't feel like putting my glasses on right now. But yeah, it sucks that there's a slight delay.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind. But I was just gonna say, like, okay, so if we look around here again, it'd be crazy if there was a street sign out still, right? But my point in looking at this was, you know, if we are to go now back towards,
is that the Sunset Mart? Is that the one that you just showed?
I'd just be curious. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I would just be curious if there is like it'd be wild if there was a work sign somewhere in these photos is what I was looking for.
Yeah, those ones were taken 2025. Looks like by the Google water stamp on it.
Well, I'm at 2022 right now.
For some reason, I thought that sign was taken from a different gas station. There's another gas station. Is the Sunset Mart the same gas station where they had?
So it wasn't this one, because where was that footage from?
Which footage?
The body cam that we just watched.
That was from the apartment complex, wherever Sweater Dude lived. I don't have.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What's the name of those apartments? Someone in the chat will probably definitely know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So what my question is the gas station, you remember like the very first like screenshot that they had where it was like the picture of the lady that worked at the gas station that so-called took the picture of the so-called Elantra. Is that the same as Sunset Mart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I think that was just delayed. The gas station that they were taking. You're talking about the original Elantra photo? that
Yeah.
they took?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it? That's the same gas station as the A&W gas station that you're calling Sunset Mart?
I am fairly sure. But again, I could be having a complete brain fart.
Yeah. Anyways. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So like people trying to like, with the Banfield, going back to the Banfield, I think it is the 13th, but like how Sherlock pointed out, there are time indiscrepancies. There's something wrong with the time. Like when you hear the police locking the doors on their car, you should be able to hear that at the same time on 112 and all the other cameras. But the timing is off on all these, cameras with everything. Even the honks that you hear on 1330 Linden Lane at 401, you don't hear that on 1112, and you should. So.
Right. And just to clarify too, so I went and double checked. So there is like Sunset Mart is tied to Koberger and the route that they say that he took, but the gas station that reported it originally was the Food Mart Exxon at 802 Troy Road.
Oh, okay. So I feel for some reason I thought that the sign came from that gas station, not the Sunset Mart. But I could be wrong. It's been a minute. It's been a couple years since at the time I was like really digging deep in that rabbit hole. But I had also remember hearing, and I'm not sure if it's fact, but the Eyebrows dude that's on Banfield, I think his parents owned that gas station. Just a weird coincidence, whatever. Not saying it's 100% sure.
That is a weird coincidence.
I do feel like the runners, to make my point clear, I do feel like those four runners are one of the sign that sign is being held, which would have to be the same dude at the apartment complex. And
he's got a bump on his head.
Yeah. Well, no, the sweater dude has the bump on his head, for sure. And and when I was going deep down that rabbit hole, I had to go back to this grub truck video and be like, well, was someone offended? And kind of, yeah. Like the girl that is with the sweater dude, you could tell she had like a slight problem with Kaylee and Maddie just by like her body energy. And Maddie was being rude. Like Maddie like walked right in between them, like didn't say like excuse me or anything. And you could tell like, if you really like have the time one day, look into that time frame of the grub truck video with that slight interaction, and you'll tell by their body, their body energy that something is off. And I also heard that girl that is with the sweater dude, her brother is a cop in Moscow as well. So I don't know. That's a lot of rabbit holes. But my main point is that I do believe that Banfield is on the 13th because we do hear Kaylee screaming at 2:55, and we do see the runners, and you do see the officers wearing the same uniforms in the video, and plus the time logs of the police, match up. Not saying everything is 100% definite, because there's definitely some fuckery going on with this case, but I think the timing starts getting off after that interaction at those apartments with the sweater dude and the timing. And that's what Lana pointed out. I know you've highlighted on it. And that's where the timing starts getting weird with where the where the undercover cops location is after that, because we know that shift change isn't 4 a.m. It's just, I've never heard of cops having shift change at 4 a.m.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, man. And I appreciate the call. You should call in more. It's good chatting with you.
Yeah, I will. I'm still in the process of resetting up my studio. I know a lot of people are like, man, come back. I'm still here. I'm kind of a recluse. I like to watch and not really chat. And that's another thing I want to say. Thank you to everybody in your chat. I saw every single one of your, your wonderful comments and everything. I'm just not good at like chatting back and talking, once I get to focus it and thinking I have to do one thing at a time. But I love you all, and happy 4th of July, and God bless America.
Amen to that. Thanks, Toes. You have a good one.
All right, bro.
Yep. Cheers. Bye.
So.
All righty. I did see that Mitflow 76 was next, and then they backed out, but they're backstage again. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up Mitflow 76. How are you doing? Hello? Hello. All right, Mitflow, you're going to have to rejoin. Shoot. Mitflow, you're going to have to rejoin if you're hearing this. But in the meantime, we got Phoenix Rising. How are you doing? Phoenix Rising? Hello? Phoenix Rising? Bueller? Okay, Phoenix is going to have to do the same thing. Let's see if we got E-Potty. Wait, hang on. Sorry, Mitflow just re-entered. Sorry, E-Potty. Mitflow, you there?
Okay.
All right, we got you.
Yes. Okay, good. I'm trying to sneak out at work, so I'm glad I caught you.
You're good.
I've got a scenario in my head that I just can't seem to get out. But given the 911 call was so late coming in, I think maybe that it was supposed to be like that, like everything was staged from the 911 call by the police, because maybe one of them did live, and that they didn't want, they didn't want that to come out. And there was probably a CI there, and I think that she called way before then, but they staged all that, everything staged.
Well, I wouldn't say that that's a stretch by any means. I mean, it sounds weird. It looks weird. The video is weird. The documents don't point to the guy they said that did it. And I mean, so I think you're spot on. Do you have a
And
reason?
if one of them did live and they went to witness protection, that would explain that. It would explain why the parents are acting so weird. Everything. I mean, and then all the kids around there, nobody's talking. I mean, I would say that's why too.
Yeah. Well, just so you know too, I could barely hear you. But I think we got that clear.
I'm sorry.
No worries, Mitflow. Brandon said your boss is in the chat. Messing with you there.
Probably.
Yeah. But Mitflow, you should, when you're off work or if you're not working on a Friday, I'd like to have you call back in, and I'd like to hear your theory on the whole CI thing. And
I will do that. I'll do that.
Okay. All right. Have a great 4th.
All right. Thank you. All right. You too.
Okay. Next up. Phoenix Rising. Here you go. I'll drop the link. I tried to say what's up to you, and sometimes it's just weird. I don't know why that happens. There you go. All right, we got E-Potty. How are you doing?
Good, Birdie. Can you hear me?
Yes, let me just go ahead and turn up the mic slightly. All righty, we are all good. We got you loud and clear.
Great. I just want to kind of jump on what Toes just said. I like what Dead Guy Wake said the other day.
Awake.
Yeah, Awake. That, to me, that resonated. And if you followed Rosie's body cam, it goes to the sign guy. And if the sign guy or the sweater guy is wearing the same clothes or is not wearing the same clothes as in the grub truck, it's a different day. Maybe that's why they're redacting his clothes.
I guess I never really paid attention to how do they keep, off the top of my head, I can't remember. Do they keep his clothes blurred out the whole time?
I have no idea. I can't find that video at all.
That would make a lot of sense because I pointed that out. So maybe, I don't know if anybody knows where we can find that footage of that, of Rosie with the sign guy. But if that is Did you just kind of think of that on the spot? Because that would make sense at the time. if
No,
that's how they're doing it.
it's funny because both Toes and Shawley are thinking they must be in my brain because I'm like, yeah, it's the same ideas.
And so, okay, now this is why it'd be so interesting to see that, because there's clearly, I don't even want to say discrepancy, because I don't know if that word gives it justice, but there's something that is not being told or shown right about the about all of the undercover police work that night, whether they're trying to hide it or they're not. And speak of the devil, Lana did pop up backstage, so that'll be very interesting to hear Lana's thoughts on this. But E-Potty, I mean, so are you under the impression that it could be just a completely different night, and that okay?
Yes, and I want to shout out to OMP. Another reason why I think maybe the Grub Truck video is a different night is the girl who was hit by a car in WSU or in Pullman shows up at the Grub Truck with the same pants. It's checkered. It's so easy to find. It's checkered black and white pants, a big black burly coat. And I was like, was that staged?
Wow. I just saw Miss Me with the BS, who's also backstage, said I got the video. It's the same sweater, but it looks like the girl's pants and shoes. That's crazy.
The other thing I wanted to say, and I'll jump off because I want to hear Lana too.
Okay.
Is Shawley did the picture of the books in the bookcase. If he had just gone to the photo of the drawer that's open, there's a book in there. I think it's the only book in there. It's called Walls of Secrecy, Stories of Prison Life. And it's about a local guy who was incorrectly convicted of murdering his wife. And he spent 10 years in jail. They actually teach this in Washington State University. And the officers, I guess law enforcement, are taught this as what not to do in an investigation. And I'm wondering why was that put in a closed drawer and not with the other books? And two, is that what we're seeing with Brian?
That'd be an interesting read for sure, to read that book and just see what all lines up.
Anyway, that's what I got, Birdie.
Well, I appreciate it, E-Potty, and I hope you have an awesome 4th.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, cheers. All right. Lana, if you could hear this, just so you know, I got 2 more calls that people have been waiting. But Lana, I will finish with you. So don't go anywhere. Looking forward to hearing from you. But we got Miss Me with the BS and Phoenix Rising, and then we're going to pop to Lana, and that will be a great way to finish this Friday stream off. What's up, Miss Me with the BS? How you doing? Bueller?
I can be.
Okay. All right. What's going on? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, but it's kind of broken up.
Okay, hold on. Let me try to exit and come right back though.
Okay. All right. Okay, we got Phoenix Rising. How are you doing, Phoenix Rising?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hello. First, I want to give a big shout out to you and Mrs. Birdie. Congratulations on the baby on the way.
Thank
Super
you so
excited.
much.
I have a few different things I want to mention. First, I want to go back to the very first call, with the guy who drugged his wife. I don't know what this whole thing is, going back to Scott Peterson, Chris Watts, which I followed immensely, and I still think Nicole is guilty too. But it's like nobody believes in divorce anymore. It's really, really bizarre. So I just wanted to mention that.
That is isn't that just such a weird thought process to think about? Like,
Like, how is that their only solution? I mean, yeah, paying child support that it may not want to do, but you know what? It's not forever.
Oh my God.
And it's sickening. You know, I just can't understand. And if they don't want to have these children, then why are they getting them pregnant? You know, that's my first thing. Because it's really, you know, these poor children, you know, they're dying too, whether they're born yet or if they're in the belly, you know, they're still a human being. But anyway, regarding the Idaho 4, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So first of all, I agree with one of your callers that said that the screams, I really believe that those screams, that was fear and terror. Like, there is not anybody that's going to convince me that that had nothing to do with the case. I've been to parties. I'm 50, but when I was younger, I partied. And if I had ever heard a noise like that, I would have immediately called the police without even telling anybody, you know? So that's the other thing with that. And, you know, and the other thing I do need to say, and I think a lot of people agree with this, if the police showed up and these were two male roommates, they would have been locked up, I think, right away. What do you think on that?
So I've been asked this a couple times, and I've just said I'd love to have seen like a crystal ball and just look at the two different scenarios. I certainly think that so naturally, I think that the behavior of the cop and the interaction is going to be much different, right? I don't know if somebody's going to be as like crying, hyperventilating, right? Not say that a guy can't be worked up. They absolutely could be. But I just think that initially the guard of the cops would have been up a lot more. And I personally believe there would have been a true detainment.
Absolutely. And, you know, the other thing, too, is everybody's always talking about Dylan. But to me, Bethany's silence is so loud.
Okay.
I really think that she's more involved with it, too. I think that, I'm going to be honest, and I don't mean to sound rude, but, you know, Dylan, I think she's just super emotional. And I do think that both her and Bethany knew who did what, you know, happened. I'm not saying that they did the murders, but I do think that they knew, and that's why they were not killed. So that's another thing with that. And what about those photos of Quinn Kelly and Dylan with the masks on? How come nobody finds that weird? Like, to me, that would have been like, wait a minute, you know, like
it's very weird. It is very weird that the surviving roommate has this certain facial expression with a giant, you know, the Jackhawk 9000 that you get at Walmart. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's a wild knife.
This whole case is just completely insane. And then, you know, then we have the whole other thing where they didn't identify all of the DNA. You know, they said that there was male DNA they couldn't identify. And I know that there's rumors that Dylan may be a man, and there is a possibility. And I'm not saying that against gay people or anything, but, you know, that I find kind of strange. But Mr. Car Accident guy, I think he's probably the most likely to have done it, because even the doctors, like you said, in the hospital, you know, the damage that he had on him was not one of someone who had been in a car accident, basically. And so that's another thing. I think that he could definitely be part of it. And as far as Brian Koberger is concerned, I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks maybe he's a Fed. I don't know. He's super smart. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because I have a daughter who is high functioning autism too. And she's 21. And, you know, people talked about, oh, he had no reaction in court, this and that. But when you are autistic, it doesn't mean that you're stupid. You could be brilliant, but your reactions to things are not the typical of most people. Like, even with my daughter, when she was younger, instead of having a tantrum, if she was upset, she would mute, like she just wouldn't talk. So I think when someone hasn't been around someone who's autistic, it's, you know, it's kind of hard for people, I guess, to relate, and it's not their fault. But I see a lot of the autistic type of behaviors in him in that courtroom. I don't think that he was just being cold. I don't even think he did it. But I also want people to understand that when you're autistic, you don't have the typical reactions that most of us would have. And I think, honestly, the reason he took the plea was because he didn't want to get shot to death. I know I wouldn't want to go against a shooting squad, just personally. So that's another, you know what I mean? I mean,
well, I think really too. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to talk about the reaction thing quickly. I agree. And I think Brian is high functioning enough where if you weren't around it, if you weren't around somebody that has it, you don't know what to look for. But let's just say nobody ever said it. I don't know if you'd pick up on it. But now that they have, a lot of people do pick up on it. However, I point out more so just everybody in that courtroom, even there's two lawyers sitting next to him, not moving or reacting.
They were bizarre. Everything about this case is just completely bizarre. And the fact that Brian hasn't said anything, like nothing. We have not heard one thing. There's no, what did they say, that they lost or something? His interview after everything. Everything about this case is strange. And then on to the families of the victims. And I'm almost done here.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
But you know, this is what makes everything really shady to me too. Especially with Kaylee's parents. You know, they've been so angry with these, you know, with people like us who are following this and trying to figure out what really happened. And I think about my daughter, she's in college. And I think if this happened to her, I would want everybody and everything and any possible whatever to come and try to help me figure this out, because I would be suspicious of everything that's gone on unless they have some weird part of it. I always think about his brother with that white supremacist thing on that he was wearing. But that's the thing that I think baffles me the most, Birdie. And, you know, let's be real, you know, you already are a dad. So let's say, you know, if your child, you know, was killed, right? And would you be offended personally if people were questioning it and trying to get to the truth? Because I wouldn't be. I would be thanking those people.
Oh, so this is a situation where, again, God forbid I'm ever in that situation.
Let's hope neither one of us ever are.
Yes.
But think about that. Like, I would want everyone to help everybody.
I have an answer to that, and I think it would depend on, like, do I think that I would get upset about somebody trying to figure out stuff that doesn't make sense? No, I think I would understand that differently than what we've seen play out. However, I will say, you know, I'm human, and the emotional triggers of some things that are maybe brought to light where they're going down the wrong path, I could see that pissing me off if I'm being fully honest, right? Like if they're starting to dig into, you know, certain things about people that have nothing to do with it, like myself, or, you know, backgrounds and things like that, that could piss me off. And also too, Phoenix Rising, there's no rush. Miss me with the BS. If you popped out, Lana had to run, but she did say, let's do a live. I'm game tonight, like a late night stream. I won't be able to tonight, Lana, but next week. I got Harsh on Tuesday. Maybe we could do a Monday night coming back from after the weekend. I'll shoot you a text. And sorry, Phoenix, I just wanted to say that.
Oh, no, that's okay. No worries.
But I want to dive into that whole parent behavior.
Okay.
And here you go, miss me with the BS. Oh, shoot.
And let me just say this one comment totally off subject real quick.
Yep.
Mackenzie Shirley's parents are the worst parents I have ever seen, which is that's for a whole other day, but I just had to mention that because if anybody's following that case, I love my daughter, but I will always be mom first before being her friend. So I just had to say that because that case is really annoying. That's all I'll say about that one.
So I've briefly been diving into it. There's a weird angle to it.
Again. What happened?
Oh, hang on.
Okay,
can you hear me now? Now? Hello? Shoot. Okay. Sorry about that, Phoenix Rising. I just want to talk about in general with parents. To the point about being a friend versus a parent, I feel lucky that I did have parents that were, you know, parents first. When I say very strict, meaning, you know, I always at the time was kind of like annoyed that, you know, we had this awesome, you know, basement setup with a pool table and a ping pong table. We could have had great parties over there, but they never allowed it. And I remember I was like 23 at the time. My parents redid the landscaping, and my mom had called me and been like, dude, why is there a ton of glass bottles in this overgrown kind of burn area, this like leaf pile, whatever. We just threw a bunch of branches and leaves and stuff piled up there over the years. Well, when I was in high school, we would like sneak beers by the pool. We would throw them over there, and the landscaping guys, as they're as they were doing something, my parents were doing something in their yard. They're back there with like giant machinery and lawnmowers, not knowing that there's a ton of glass bottles. And even then, I'm 23 at that point, and I kind of got, you know, a little bit of a what do you call that? A scolding, you know, and I kind of felt bad. I felt like I kind of let her down, even being over that age. But you know, when you do watch certain parents' behaviors, we obviously don't know what's going on behind closed doors. This case, still though, that it doesn't even feel like that. This doesn't feel like something that's going on behind closed doors that we don't necessarily know about from a parent's behavior standpoint. Is I guess how I would answer that. Okay, so Phoenix Rising, apologies for that. That sucks that you couldn't hear me. Thank you for the call, but we got Miss Me with the BS. We got you now.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, finally. Here we go.
Yeah, I had
What do
to
you got
switch
for us?
phones, man. I had to switch phones. The iPhone was tripping. Hey, so look, I just want to say, like, I got a lot about this case, but like, it's really just like confusion by design, man. It's really designed that way. But let's go back to Hayden and the grub truck real quick with that video. So if you look at the timing in that video, right, like you go to the grub truck, you got Hayden and Joe Vito and whoever that girl is. I think it's Molly Katovich or whatever her name is, but they're acting kind of weird, like with Kaylee and them. It's a weird little situation if you just watch the vibe, right? Then you look at his sweater. So the timing of that, right after the Banfield incident, the cops go straight to the sign incident, right? If you watch that video, they question him about a knot on his head. So he has a fresh knot on his head, like, and when the cop asks him, he's super nervous about it, talking about he's had it for 2 weeks. But if you look at his sweater right here, it looks brighter, right? Like, I believe in the other video that it's inside out. Like maybe he got it dirty or something is on it, but it looks inside out. It looks weird. And he does not have a knot on his head in this video right here.
Yes. So are you talking about you're talking about the Rosie body cam one? You're saying that it looks like that could be inside out?
Yeah, like when they have the sign and they're questioning him, his sweater looks like it could be inside out or dirty, one of the two, but it looks different. They do show it eventually, so like they don't redact it the whole way, because when they talk to him about the knot, you can clearly see the sweater. So it'd be interesting to go back and see if it actually is inside out, but it definitely looks different. I think his shoes are different too. Like he has like on some girl sandals or some shit.
Yeah. Well, and so do you know off the top of your head, somebody said Lana had that video.
I know Bubbly Waters has it for sure. It's like a 50-minute video.
Okay. So let me see.
But it's interesting though, because if you look at the timing, right? So you have the grub truck, right? Then right after that, these fools are still in a sign, and he has a clear knot on his head. So let's say he got into some fight. Maybe that's why he flipped his sweater inside out. I mean, if you get blood on it or dirt on it, of course you're gonna want to flip it inside out. When the cop asked him about the knot, he was clearly nervous as shit. The knot is big as hell on his head. It ain't no 2-3 weeks old for sure. And why would you be still in a sign, right? Like, I don't know what they could be using that sign for, but Toes did bring up something interesting. It does look like that sign could be on the Banfield Runner incident, and the cops went straight to that incident right after this. So the timing does like fit completely, but they could be using that sign to block off the road, whatever. I don't know, like if they were fighting. I mean, it's interesting for sure, but Hayden is definitely a suspect because the whole grub truck incident with him and Kaylee and them, like, it's just all weird, man.
Dude, first of all, I do want to make sure that I give this to Toes for that sign thing.
No doubt. Like, I never noticed that.
I didn't either. And so I don't know what to make of the 30 days to pay thing, because I think Dead Men Awake is on to something. Like, that's a great catch. I've looked it up and I've seen 30 days. I've also seen the 14 or 15 days to whatever it is pre-printed. I've seen both. And the point though is that I'll ask you is, what are your thoughts though on the snowfall? Like, when I started looking into that, I'm like, you know, living up in the Midwest, I'm like, okay, yeah, at less than an inch of snow is not sticking around for more than a half day.
Like, I'm from Houston, bro, so in Houston, we don't really get snow.
Right.
But I mean, it's common sense though, right? Like, you look at it, bro, and something's just not right. Even the trees, right? Like, if you look at the trees, there's leaves in one video, then the next video, there's absolutely none. Like, even if you watch the Dateline documentary on this, like, they literally show the cop pull up and the dumpster doesn't even have trash, bro. Like the dumpster's empty. Then he gets out the car and the dumpster's full and there's leaves on the trees. Like clearly something ain't right, bro.
Okay.
Like
I'm
all
so
the
glad you just
video,
brought that up.
all the video in this shit is suspect. And I just don't believe the people even got killed in this house. That's why if you listen to Jeffrey, like I'm not a big fan of Jeffrey because honestly, I'm just not. But he did say that like
Jeffrey Gentry or
yeah. But clearly he said that there was a cleanup, right? Like it's obvious, but there's no sign of a cleanup. So to me, that just means that they probably didn't get killed in this house, bro. Like, why else would the blood be fucking diluted? Blood is never diluted, bro. And all the blood, like, come on now. I just don't believe they were killed in the house. That shit was set up.
So that okay, so let's talk about this because
it's the only thing that makes sense.
Right, because if you think about it, even I wouldn't even call this a simple thought process, but knowing what we know about it, clearly you followed it. You've listened to Jeffrey talk about it. We've heard what Whitcomb says. We've heard what Turvey says. We've seen the reports. I do not understand how the lack of blood outside of these rooms is not being questioned more. And in general, bro, the cleanup being addressed with as little of detail as it was is a glaring red flag on its face.
Exactly.
Like, hang on. Like they don't even talk about it.
I'm gonna put it to you. I'm gonna put it to you like this. People underestimate Dylan for one because her interviews are designed, bro. It's confusion. But think about it. There's been plenty of crimes, bro. We've watched a lot of true crime shit, right? There's always evidence of a cleanup. These kids ain't the best in the world, bro. Like, let's just be real. There would be an evidence of a cleanup, but there's clearly not. And that's what's so thrown off. So obviously, the only thing that generally makes sense if you just put it all together is they weren't killed there, bro.
And so, okay, so now let's talk about that though. So if they're not killed there, we don't even need to necessarily debate where they were, right? Because we could say the whites, there's blood there that they don't, again, they ignored.
Like if you want to solve the case, bro, you don't even need to solve exactly who did the shit. You just need to solve who was at that fucking apartment. Literally, whoever was at that apartment is guilty, straight up.
And Lana says, ask your chat what they think of the CAD report that I had WSU generate to put a side-by-side on 11/29/22. And
bro,
so
I be watching Lana shit. Her should be like 5 hours and I still watch the whole shit. And I gotta give it to her. She's probably the most efficient in just looking at documents and calling out shit.
She is very
like she's the only person I know that'll send people a deadline. Like, how you gonna tell these people they got till 6 o'clock today to get you your shit? Like, I mean, it's nuts. But she's definitely on point.
Well, so Lana, the CAD report and the side-by-side, generated side-by-side on 11/29. I don't know if I've seen the 11/29 side-by-side yet, so I'll have to go and look that up.
Like Lana's breakdown of the party patrol is top notch.
Yes, I remember Lana called me. That was when we had done a stream on that, and we were talking about it. And now to see that it's looking as if, or not looking, it's confirmed Rosie wasn't around the log. It doesn't make any sense. They're getting off earlier. They're not. Do you have a thought on that, or?
I'm gonna tell you this also. Look, Jacob Tisdall, bro, is definitely suspect. For one, he's friends with them kids, right? But there's certain parts of the audio. I have to pull it up. I'll probably send it to you on email. It's subjective because, of course, the audio is shit regardless. But there's clearly somebody yelling Jacob's name on there, and it's an interaction that takes place around 3-something. And if you just look at Jacob Tisdall's his whole just movements that night, like everything he did that night was fucking suspect. Like, that's not what you do. He was in places he shouldn't have been.
Ask you this.
He lied. He literally claimed that was his car circling, that they tried to tell us that it was Brian Koberger, but then backpedaled and said that he wasn't suspect vehicle number one that pulled in at the last time. Like, come on now. It's the same fucking car.
Right. So what I was going to ask you, this is like one of the questions that I don't know if I'm asking it wrong or what it is, but it looks wrong. He's saying things that we're finding out are blatantly false. And we've had this gut instinct about it, yet they continue to get away with it. So just like we were talking about the simplicity of, okay, if there's no blood outside the rooms and there's clearly a cleanup, but there's no evidence of a cleanup, outside of there being a cleanup, right? It would be that they didn't get killed there. If we were to apply that to what we're seeing with this party patrol, it's either, and again, referring to the analogy of the cleanup, it's either they are getting away with murder and it's corrupt, or they're allowed to be doing this for a different reason. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the thing is, I don't think people want to actually talk about it or even believe that it's possible. But bro, however you want to look at it, the cops definitely had their hand in this. Either Dylan and Bethany and them are the fucking smoothest criminals we've seen, or clearly there was people up higher up than this that helped in this whole process of shit. Because I mean, bro, Dylan comes off as like stupid and shit, but if you listen to her interviews, she's so smart because she gives you nothing, but she gives you something. Like everything she says, she backtracks. So you can't take nothing as a truth and you can't take nothing as a lie. It's literally designed by confusion, like confusion by design, bro.
And she did a meticulous job at doing
People people underestimate her like a lot.
Last question. So we were Dylan, Bethany, their interviews and stuff, and cops for sure having a hand in it. You know, we know that immunity gets tossed out into the conversation specifically to this case. If you go back and you listen to Judge Hippler talking about this leak investigation, I mean, he's willing to grant immunity for somebody to come forward and talk. He says it.
And something else interesting, I don't know if it was Lana, but somebody else brought up that in Idaho, if you call in something and report a person that is unconscious, right? Like, I guess it goes for like people that are on drugs or overdose and shit like that. If you call and report somebody unconscious, you automatically are granted immunity for what happens. So like, it's just drugs and shit like that. So that's just another little factor that kind of plays into this, right? Like, why would you call for an unconscious person and not even act like Kaylee and them are upstairs? But first off, how do you see Xana right there and not realize that fucking 6'5" Ethan is dead in the fucking bed, right? Like, we call for unconscious, but this man is 6'5" on a fucking twin bed. Like, let's keep it real.
And I'll just say it. When I look at these blurred out photos, I don't think there's a body, dude.
He ain't on there, bro. Let's keep it real. He's 6'5" on a twin bed. They say, if you look at the documents, they say his feet is hanging off the bed. Where is his feet hanging off the bed? Show me that.
I'm just saying it does not look like a human body is blurred out underneath that.
It's not. And didn't you even go back to like what Steve G and Olivia said? Oh, they tried to say that they moved the bodies before they took the pictures. Okay, if that's true, then that's fucking tainting a crime scene, bro. You can't just move shit and put shit and take pictures. These people were taking crime scene pictures on fucking iPhones.
It's just wild because,
like, if you look at the pictures, everything's moved around. There'll be one picture here with this shit and another picture moved over here. Like, that's not even how you document evidence, bro. Like, it's literally just confusion by design.
Yeah.
It has to be. But look at that bed. That's like a fucking twin or a full-size bed.
Yeah,
this dude is taller than me. I'm 6'4". He's like 6'5". I'm not fitting on that bed, bro.
No. I mean, that to me, it seems odd because they'll let you see all the blood on the floor, but then in the bed, they will cover up blood. And it's like, is that meant to make us think somebody is in the bed?
Bro, and what is the yellow? He's butt-ass naked. Let's keep it real. There's like yellow and blue. If he's butt-ass naked, what is yellow and blue?
You're right. I mean, you could see the yellow.
But see, this is things that people don't want to talk about, right? Because it is a touchy subject, bro. Like, I get it. I feel for the victims, like, but it needs to be had. Like, this shit needs to be talked about, because if you think Ethan is on that bed in that picture, you're fucking crazy.
Do you remember? I don't know how long you've been watching the streams on this channel,
I've been on all of them for like 6 months.
Okay, so dude, do you remember? Does anybody remember? Hang on, let me just pull this up. Does anybody remember?
Look at that yellow and blue, bro. What the fuck is that on that bed? He was butt naked with socks on. What are we talking about?
I don't know, but I'm trying to find
literally like some clothes and shit. And then if you look at like the actual photos, when they lifted that bed up, right, they documented it. That bag that has like the leaves and shit and blood all over it, that bag wasn't even under that bed. So how does that bag get under that bed and then documented as evidence? And it got leaves and shit everywhere. It looks like vines all over the floor. Like, if I had to guess, that's because they transported these people here and fucking leaves fell on the ground. Why the fuck would there be leaves everywhere?
Well, and there wouldn't be, but I'm trying to find this. Hang on.
If you can see that blanket, you would see a human.
Yes,
Like,
but
I've
I'm
seen a
trying
lot
to
of
find
concrete
this.
photos where you can blur shit out and not show enough, like not show actual details, but you can see where a body lays at. If you can see that blanket on that bed and something yellow with a pillow or whatever, you should see a body. That man is 6'5". That is like a full size bed, bro. The documents say his feet are hanging off the bed.
I totally agree. I'm
But the
trying
box
to
doesn't even
find
cover
this.
the bed. The box is literally in the middle of the bed. So if his feet are hanging off, what the fuck is the box? Like, it's a touchy
Right. Well,
subject.
what would the box be?
Like, there's exactly. Like, so look, the only thing that I kind of got to is if you look at some of the documents, right? They document the evidence and it says upper torso and lower torso as received. To me, that's weird, bro. Like, you received the body as one. You don't document it as two separate pieces in the evidence. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened to him, but I'm just saying it's kind of weird that they document it like that. In the evidence, they're listed as upper torso and lower torso as received. And both of them are two separate item numbers.
Yes. Well, that is weird that it's two
It's
separate.
weird as fuck. And if you ask AI what that means, it says dismembered, bro. I know people don't want to hear it, but it is what it is.
So, dude, I'm trying to find the reason I had asked if you had been tuned in for a while is there's this stream that I did that it shows.
Man, I've seen like all of them for like the last 6 months.
Yeah, it shows Officer Snyder's the last photo that he took. Did that video get flagged and that's why I can't find it? But it shows Officer Snyder's last photo that he took where you can see the outline of what looks to be that body in the in the
Oh, we could talk about that light bulb picture.
Well, there's the light bulb picture, but
If
then
you look at
there's
the light
also
bulb picture, who the fuck is that, bro? Because the only explanation that makes sense is the coroner is either in that bitch sleep or there's another body, bro. Like, what explanation is it? Because somebody was either in there sleeping on the job or that's another body.
Man, I'm sorry for trying to continue to look and find this, but dude, I agree with you, and I think you got some great points.
It's
And
so weird, right? But like, I mean, even if you just look at the documents, bro, like people say that, oh, that's just the item numbers of the photos, but that's not how it is, bro. They literally say upper torso and lower torso as received and documented as item numbers, bro. Like, how do you receive an upper torso and a lower torso? You receive a fucking body. Like, let's keep it real. I'm not saying they didn't mess up on the papers or whatever they did, but it's just weird, man.
It is so weird. And I have so much. I have so much to say. You have so much to say. Everybody has so much to say about it.
It's so much.
Hard to keep it all straight.
It's ridiculous, honestly. This shit will consume you. Like, I'll watch Lana's videos. That should be like 4 or 5 hours long, and I'll just watch the whole thing. Like a fucking movie.
It is for sure consuming. It is consuming. And dude, I'm gonna try to keep looking for this, but I'm gonna put you backstage, bro. I appreciate you being patient and pop it back up. And
no doubt.
Call. I hope you have a great
man. I'm telling you, I got a whole bunch of shit, bro. I'll probably have to email you some shit, but I mean, if you just look at documents and just study shit, because words matter, bro. Like, I always tell my daughter, anybody, words matter, and it's how you say them that matters. And the way they word shit in these documents and the way that they word shit in general matters. And if you just really pay attention, you can kind of see through the bullshit. But
Facts.
nobody can talk about it.
Well said. Well said. And dude, I hope you have a fantastic 4th down in Houston, Texas. Stay cool.
No doubt, yeah.
And I will talk to you soon.
All right.
Cheers. Thank you. Peace. All right. Okay, let me go ahead and just try to find this. Found it. So I did this stream a while ago. It was 6 months ago exactly. Hopefully it's going to load. Picture of a body. All right, let me see this. Calling rumor control. But I really, really, really want to. Here we go. I'm just going to play this 2-minute clip here. Fine. I'm just going to play this. Okay, so that's the last photo. I certainly think that looks like a body that's slumped over. And that's the one that's down the hallway that you're looking at. And I said, too, down here, I'm like, you could see something like across their hands. Again, I'm not necessarily claiming that to be true. But if you go back to these documents, you know, Steve G's even telling Judge Hippler some of the victims were gagged. That's obviously not, you know, gagged. But it certainly looks as if the image that we see down the hallway here on Snyder's body cam, that's the photo here that it was, you know, zoomed in on. But Hive, with that, again, a little bit of a change of plans today. Erin and her husband were supposed to be in Moscow walking around. Didn't work out, but the call still went phenomenal. Erin was willing to take some photos of some stuff. So stay tuned for next week. It's looking like there'll be a live with Lana. Tuesday's a live with Harsh. Obviously, JJ, Sammy T Mafia. So we got a lot of great conversations coming up this week. Keep all of your fingers this weekend. Happy 4th of July. And I will see you Monday night at 7 p.m. Central. Cheers, everybody.